Hello and welcome back to the REXX mainframe channel. This is REXX. Do not listen to this recording while driving or operating heavy machinery. Only listen to this recording while you can safely relax. Today we're going to be doing some network job entry programming. Network job entry is the protocol invented by IBM to network at the beginning, in the early days, mainframes and mini computers, but later on everything could be connected to network job entry, or NGE, including Windows, and of course Linux to this day can still be connected to it, and almost any other operating system, including the control data mainframes and almost every other computer you can imagine of. Network job entry is a connectionless protocol, in the sense that it doesn't require for the protocol to be up to do its job. It will forward data or messages or files when the connection is available. I have today, for the video, we're going to be looking at my chat server, which is an NGE, network job entry chat server, which I wrote starting back in 2020, and I've still been working on all these years, running on IBM's VM operating system, and it works fine. And I just want to add more capabilities and a few more features to it. Today it's about 760 lines or so long. It has a bunch of features, and maybe the best way for you to see what it can do today, before we add new features, is for me to start it and then connect from another user on the same machine, but he could also be a user on the other side of the planet, and show you what it can do. Okay, so this just started, Relay Chat version 2.6.0, and of course this is all programmed in REXX, because REXX is aware of where is it? Okay, because REXX is aware of network job entry. It has special features for network job entry, and so we're going to be using that. We can just do, I'm now a different user on the very same machine here, on the same VM, and I can send a message to the chat server, the relay stats, and now the chat server here on the left just answered, saying that it was just started a few minutes ago. System CPU load, relay chat version 2.6.0, highest number of users and how many messages, and that's obviously all zero because we're the only users on this machine right now. So what I want to do is add some more. We can, by the way, we can do help to see all features available on this chat server. So we have who's logged on, log off, stats, which we just saw, system. So let's try that. System. So tell means send a message to user relay, which is where the relay chat server is running, and this is the command /system. All commands start with a slash. So the node name is REXX, relay chat version 2.6.0. That's the operating system version, and sysop for the server is MMMM. Sysop email address is this one. System load is not available. Now what I want to add is one more feature called last, which will show me the last message received by the chat server and by whom, and date and time. So we're going to be doing this today. By the way, it also tells you that messages with this format here are incoming chat messages, whereas chat messages that are like this, received by the client, are from chat servers. So those are basically like this one. This would be the chat server itself sending something, whereas this come from users. So pretty simple. Now I have a version of this chat server which also runs on later versions of VM, which has far more capabilities, but the REXX that was available with this VM, which was created in I would say this is from 1985, has of course far more limited REXX capabilities than the one that come from modern versions of IBM's virtualization system. But that's why I had to split the code. There is the code that runs on VM systems from the 70s and 80s, and then code that runs on modern ZVMs. But today we're going to be looking at the relay chat server that runs on VM on the VM version from 1985. But before we go there, I would like to give a message from our sponsor. Our sponsor is sbomb.sh. That's a very simple website where you can go https://sbomb.sh. You go there and you point to a let's say to a repository, and he will then create a software bill of materials for you, which we can then share with your colleagues or with your clients, whoever you need to share. This is a free website, and so we'll also do a vulnerability scan. Now, something like it will also do a vulnerability scan and give you an overall risk score of your repository to see how clean or how safe your software is from vulnerabilities and supply chain attacks. So you can see here, this is a fairly big project, EBDB, which is an immutable database, and then as you can see here, it gives you does a vulnerability scan and gives you an OpenSSF scorecard, 6 out of 10. It has 2 criticalities right now and 2 vulnerabilities and 0 critical. So it's actually, this would be normal for most software out there. There's always something, obviously. And then it gives you exactly which component has which vulnerabilities, and of course a list of all components. And then this is an SBOM which you can then share for free. Either you can download it and do something with it, or share by email, or share the badge and point to the unique URL. So this is a free offering by a company called Code Notary, and sbomb.sh, a very simple way to create and share your SBOMs. Highly recommended. I use it all the time for my production software, and it works, and I recommend you give it a look. Alright, so let's go back and let's do some recreational programming. And as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, if this video makes you sleep or sleepy, that's absolutely intended. So I'm actually still running the chat server. Okay, here it is. So we want to add one more command called /last, which will show us the last message received and by whom and at what time. Now in network job entry, when you work with REXX, you have a command which is actually part of VM or CMS called wake up. And so what you're doing here is you're saying wake up whenever you receive a message. So this would be a time, but we set it at 0. We could also set it at 1 minute or something. But then here we say whenever you receive a message of this kind, basically a network job entry message, then look at it and see what it is. If it's a message that is a message itself, because we don't want to get files. Somebody could send us a file and we need to be able to exclude that, or we need to exclude error messages and those kind of things. But we only want to process messages that contain network job entry messages. themselves, which is a category of NGE, of the NGE protocol. There are messages, there are commands, and there are files that you can send. We only want to concern ourselves with messages, not with commands, and not with files. So if we receive such a message, then we look at it and try to understand what it is. So we say here, if it's a who, then we go and process it in this function. If it's a system, we go process in the other function, etc., etc., etc. If it's log off, then we log off the user. Let's format this code a little bit nicer. Okay. And now we want to add one more, which is last. So let's copy this. We are in the XEdit code editor, obviously. And let's put it here. Then go last message. And of course we receive from the wake up function, we receive the user ID and node, which we parse here. So you can see here we extract the user ID, we extract the node, we strip it obviously so we have clean payload, and then we can go and execute this function. So one thing which I'm not happy about is the formatting. Okay, this looks better. So then if we receive a command, relay command last, then we go here and execute this function. Let's copy the function. Now let's see where we gonna put this here. So history already shows you the 20 last chat messages, but with last we only want the absolute last one. So maybe here is a good place to put it in. Okay, last message. Okay, so let's put the return in it from the function. Okay, so when we get called, we always get passed also the user ID and the node where the message came from. It could be node anywhere. We never know where the messages could come from. So let's parse that. We can just do like this. Okay, we can just copy that. Okay, so now list user would be the combined user ID and the node which we got from whatever we got passed by the handling of the handling loop that receives messages. So now let's see. So we already have here the history. And we should be able to just extract that. Tell user the previous messages, history, tot messages. These are the total messages sent to the user for statistics. We don't need right now to think of that. Okay, so actually we can use a lot of this function here, so let's try to do that. So we can say here a last message received. I think we can just close it here. And so in the meantime, we tell the user that we're working on it. And then we say from D to I by Z. Okay, and so we say we only need the last message, so we can delete this loop. And we say okay, so if Z is less than 1, so we can put this, move this up. Else Z. Okay. Let's do this like this. Let's copy all this. Okay, else do. So we now have the message, but we still need the timestamp. Is the timestamp included? I don't even know. Let's try the history command. And so then we can do here relay log on. So main at mushix joined, and then I can say relay hello. Okay, so we send a message to all the other users, but we're the only user right now. So now let's do tell relay history. Okay, so it has the time and the message. Okay, so then let's just check our code. No, that didn't work, but it also didn't find any errors. So previous 15 messages, so it has the timestamp. We just need to see where it is. Okay, so And this, we will need that. Tell it, okay, so then if z equals 1, if it's less than 1, otherwise tell history.z. Nothing happened at all here in this if. Something should have answered. See history. Let's restart. Okay, so something came back this time. 15. I wonder where this 15 is coming from. Last message received and then 15. Okay. Progress. Okay. So history 0 is 15. Oh, because it's not been populated yet. Oh, I see. This only gets populated if you call it. That's the problem. Okay, so then what we need to do is we can't use this, we can't use the history. If send last, okay, and now we just have to go with a place where the messages, the chat messages are being sent, and put it in a new variable called send last. Okay. Okay, so let's also advance the feature version. Let's call it, well, why not? Let's call it 7. Oops, 7.0. Okay. That's actually interesting stuff. We maintain a linked list, a double linked list of all messages, and we can insert messages, remove messages. Interesting stuff. So let's go to where we receive otherwise send chat message. So that's the No. Okay, here it is. Equals message. Okay, we got it now, but we want to add first the time before we add the message. So date, and you can get it somewhere, and then we would do something like send last time something like this. Now let's see, this is line 232. We could also set a label to find it easily, but line 232. So let's see where we can get the time. System info, help user, version, refresh time, my time. Okay, my time is the procedure. Let's see who calls my time. Yeah. Actually, we have it right here. So we can delete this one. I already did all that. So we can just say MSG. Okay. So now we have that done. We'll go back. Last message, so that's it. Bummer, no chat history, no chat. Let's do like this. Let's move this one. And then we can say here, and this should work, unless we have messed up something. Relay 2.7, that's fine. And now let's do tell relay log on. Okay, tell relay hello everybody. Tell relay last. That's not possible. Oh, because it's a message that I'm the only person, so okay. Yeah, so Actually, one message was received. Actually, 4 messages, but those are include all these messages. Because if we do it again now, you will see that it goes up quite a lot because all these count as messages as well. So we have not yet. We didn't catch the real message. So, I mean, I've been writing this over years. I don't remember all the places where I put stuff. But send chat message. If user is already logged on, to be distributed to all online users, and it's not distributing it because there is only me logged on. Okay, so so let's do it like this. We copy this and we make it independent whether anybody is logged in or not. We call it a message. Okay. And now here we have a message. And this should do nicely. Let's try again here. Tell relay log on. Okay, tell relay don't click brown box. Tell relay last. Not yet. Why is that? Well, time to do some debugging. Send chat message. Okay, so we have our line here. Oh, I know why. That's user, that's node, and that's the message. Could this be the solution? Nope, not yet. So let's start printing out what we got. We could put in a trap, but the trap in very large programs just lead to too much garbage on the screen. We could redirect it somewhere else, but let's just put in a printf, as I would call it. Contains So now the last message should appear here on the console of the program. So log on. So yeah, send last is empty. That's the problem. Why is send last empty? Well, we initialize it, that's for sure. Send chat message. Oh yeah, of course. Okay. That's what it needs to be. Relay. Once we got this working, I'll show you something very interesting we did over the last 5-6 months. We recovered a very interesting piece of software. Yeah, now it works. So we got this added. Now let me show you something. There is a piece of code that was written, I think, called Zezy. I don't know how to pronounce it correctly, but I think it's this one. It exists also in Pascal, and actually Matthew Wilson got it to compile also on OpenVMS, the same code. And this was written by a person called, who wrote David Boland, with whom I had some correspondence a couple of months ago. He wrote this, I guess, in the 80s as a more convenient chat client to talk to a chat server. And but he was relying on some assembly programs and Pascal programs which we did not have anymore. And so specifically he was relying on this IUCV trap, this one. But I got it to assemble. There were some changes I needed to do, and I got it to assemble on VM. And I think his VM version was a little bit older than the one that I am running here. But there was some, I don't remember exactly what I needed to change. This was like November 2023. But I got it to work, and then there was one more thing that this program relied on. It was, well, yeah, so you had the one for VM SP3. There was something else that needed to be assembled, but this is the code, and it's a very handy code for chatting. So, and I'll make it available in the description below this video so you can play with it. What is it again? Okay, so we go to relay at Moshix. So and now, oh, I did something wrong here. Oh, now, yeah. So now I don't have to always say tell, etc. I can just send chat messages and they will be received. So I can now just say stats. Yeah, I got this wrong. So quit like this. Relay at Moshix. Okay, so now I can say stats slash stats. Why is this? And the nickname relay. As it was like this, no. Yeah, oh, okay, I know what. Okay. Okay, so now I can do like this, and I don't have to write tell all the time and clear the screen. All this is handled by me. There's also a lot of features like I can get the time of day, I can write macros, very, very extensive program. I can set alarms, I can add the nick to my list of users, etc. So, but if I do now like this, I just get a response. So now I can say last, the quick brown fox, etc. I can do history and the same help, and very handy program for chatting. And there is a few die-hard chat users of my chat program here that reside on remote nodes and in different countries, and we have a lot of fun chatting like this. It's kind of like and as you know, the relay chat for the internet that we have today is actually a descendant of the relay chat for network job entry. And since we kind of lost the original relay chat code, I rewrote it from scratch, as I mentioned, the last 4 years or so. But Zezy, I just call it Zezy now, is very handy for dealing with chat servers. So let's see, system, yeah, and version. So all this works. So we got it all to work, and I added a new functionality to it. And now if I want to put it on GitHub, what I can do from VM here is I can say send file relay exe to root at Ubuntu, because I have an Ubuntu Linux machine running under VM, which will receive the file and then automatically upload it to GitHub. So, so I guess I need to do this. RCS route Ubuntu to ZVM. Okay, so now I can do it again. Relay yeah, so that's done. Very simple. So let's look again a little bit at the code before we finish this session today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, then I suggest you press on the thumbs up button, or even subscribe to the channel if you like it. And this whole session was done in a lower volume, in a somewhat more softer speech, to help you maybe fall asleep if that's what you want. Maybe you don't want to look at the screen. And so that's it. So just about 800 lines of code. There is a more, as I mentioned at the beginning, there's a more advanced version of this which can also do federated relay chat servers over NGE. So everybody can write their own relay chat server as long as it's the same protocol, or they can just take several copies of this and run on several nodes. And then if it doesn't matter where users log onto, the messages will be shared with all the other federated chat servers. So I got this running on, but for that I needed a more advanced version of VM, of REXX for VM, and so it's not in this one, it's in the version for ZVM, which does federated chat servers, and also does file sharing and private messages and a whole bunch of other things, which private messages we could also do here very easily. We just need to add the functionality. Maybe we'll do this in a later video, but for now let me just start this, and then CPQ disconnect, CP disconnect, And oops, what is that? Okay, so this is still running now. Yeah, perfect. Well, I hope you had a relaxing time listening to this video or watching this video. Thank you for being loyal subscribers after, or viewers of this channel after 7 years now, almost 8 years. So I want to thank all of you, and see you soon again. Goodbye.